Do you remember back in the days when rock his hair with shit? When I had the 60s, my nigga. Like nobody in the hood was fucked up with my shit. And that's real shit.
Since 9-5, mama been working 9-5. And I know the landlord fed up with our lies. So we pray to the guys, the Jahs, and the Allahs to keep us safe and watch our lives. Cause all we trying to do is do good. Put on my hood when I walk through hoods. Cause these days it's local. You get it in your vocals if you ain't a local. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to go global. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to be a mogul. And I'm hopeful that me spitting this soulful will have me in the daily postal, flying coastal, eating tofu. Like I told you, I know they getting some trash rapping. Worried about the trending fashions rather than the sending passion. They want me send them tracks, but I just send them laughing. Right after I start laughing, they start asking what happened. But back to the chapter. Mama told me follow dreams, you never have to ask her to. So that's what I do, became an MC master. Since then it's been a disaster for you and your favorite rapper. Go ahead, ask him, who is Joey Bad? Watch him grass, asthma, damn it's so sad. He posed the chatter, cause he know he rather back up than to admit the kid is hotter than magma. You gotta give credit where it's due, cause you ain't gon' like the karma when it's set up on you. It can get you in your medical, throw you up in the decimal. So get you 2 to 3 for residue found in your retinue. And they told me not to be so common.
Welcome to Connor's Debate.
You might be killing the future Mozart. You might be killing the future Einstein. You might be killing the future Kim Jong-un.
Every Wednesday, 9 to 11 a.m.
People are dying. People are getting heart disease, diabetes.
Discussing current affairs, local issues and controversial topics.
Are you calling me a rapist? You've accused me of something very, very serious.
Get involved by tweeting me at Connor's Debates or at RamAir Radio.
You are the big bad wolf, right? And you're killing the little innocent Red Riding Hoods coming into this world.
Using the most reliable sources, we strive to deliver the most accurate information every week. Connor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation. Hello everybody, this is Connor's Debates. It is 18 minutes past 2, supposed to start at 2. If you're listening on RamAir, which I'm sure lots of you were, it would have sounded fine. If you were listening on YouTube, we've got a new system now, it would have sounded a bit odd. But anyway, this is Connor's Debates. As you can see, we've got a cool little setup if you're watching through YouTube, where I can change through various cameras. Lots and lots of fun. And this is the first time I've been on radio for about 2 years. I'm surprised I remember all of this, all the buttons and stuff. So I'm just getting used to it. We're getting back into the swing of things, making sure, obviously there's going to be technical issues, but we're here, and we're here to debate by myself, joke. No, we're, some days, some weeks we'll have some debates, some weeks maybe we'll have some music shows, maybe some days we'll just spend an hour talking about food, who knows. But, we're here. If you want to see me, if you're listening on RamAir, you can go onto the RamAir YouTube page, and there we are, live for all of you to see my lovely face. Yeah, because that's exactly what you want to see. We will be having a guest later on, very soon, talking about crime and crime stories. But at the moment, we're going to talk about... Basically, I woke up this morning, and I had a notification from the BBC, and... It came, new Brexit deal agreed, says Boris Johnson. And I was like, do you know what? I'm not even going to open it just yet, because I know that there must be. It sounds too good to be true, and it was. A Brexit deal has been agreed between UK and EU negotiating teams before a meeting of the European leader in Brussels. Prime Minister Boris Johnson tweeted, "We've got a great new deal that takes back control. The two sides that have been working on the legal text of a deal, but we will still need the approval of both UK and European parliaments." Now, the catch with this is, now you'd think the DUP would, they really do love the Conservatives, and the Conservatives equally love the DUP since they basically saved them. The DUP has cast doubt on the sign-off, saying they still cannot support it. The Northern Irish Party earlier released a statement saying that they could not back proposals as things still stand after the PM's announcement said their statement still stands. But European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said it was a fair and balanced agreement, and both he and Mr Johnson have urged the respective parliaments to back the deal. What do you think about this? Let me know in the YouTube comments if you're listening, or tweet me at Connor's Debates. It's a very interesting topic. It's not long until the 31st, and there's still there still seems to be hiccup after hiccup every day, every single day. Mr. Johnson's proposals for a new Brexit deal are hinged on getting rid of the controversial backstop, the solution negotiated between Theresa May and the EU to solve issues around the Irish border after the UK leaves. And that is the problem, it's the Irish border. No one thought about the Irish border because no one cares about Ireland, Northern Ireland. You know, we're very much England-centric, or England, Scotland, Wales-centric. You know, when the whole Brexit thing started 2 years ago, people didn't even think about Northern Ireland and how the border was going to cope. And that's what I think. That's why 2 years later it's become such a problem. People didn't think about it. And there are businesses, there are farms, there are families who live literally on the border. On the border, there are farms where half the farm is in Northern Ireland and the other half is in the Republic. How are you supposed to sort that out? You know. Anyway, it's been completely shambolic. And you know, it's funny. I haven't been on radio for 2 years, and the same topic is coming on. It's Brexit. Who's got Brexit fatigue? I know I do. But yeah, it's good to be back on radio, chatting about the issues that matter. Let me know what you think about Brexit. Let me know what you think of Boris Johnson, especially. And we're going to have a short break now where we will be coming back to talk about crime. Are fewer crimes being solved? That's the question. We're going to have a story from someone who's been a victim of crime. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Conor's Debate.
You might be killing the future Mozart. You might be killing the future Einstein. You might be killing the future Kim Jong-un.
Every Wednesday, 9 to 11 a.m.
People are dying. People are getting heart disease, diabetes.
Discussing current affairs, local issues and controversial topics.
Are you calling me a rapist? You've accused me of something very, very serious.
Get involved by tweeting me at Conor's Debates or at RamAir Radio.
You are the big bad wolf, right? And you're killing the little innocent Red Riding Hoods coming into this world.
Using the most reliable sources, we strive to deliver the most accurate information every week. Conor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feel like December when somebody say your name, 'cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Hey. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Hey, hey. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. Memories bring back your. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, and I felt all of the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feel like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, and you know I'll never drop. Yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, yeah. But everything gon' be alright. Gonna raise a glass and say, hey. Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back your. back your.
Welcome to Connor's Debate.
You might be killing the future Mozart. You might be killing the future Einstein. You might be killing the future Kim Jong-un.
Every Wednesday, 9 to 11 a.m.
People are dying. People are getting heart disease, diabetes.
Discussing current affairs, local issues, and controversial topics.
Are you calling me a rapist? You've accused me of something very, very serious.
Get involved by tweeting me at Connor's Debates or at RamAir Radio.
You are the big bad wolf, right? And you're killing the little innocent Red Riding Hoods coming into this world.
Using the most reliable sources, we strive to deliver the most accurate information every week. Connor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation. And we are back. We're back in the studio with a special guest. We've got Ethan. Hello. Say that again.
Hi, how y'all doing?
How are you doing today, Ethan?
I'm not bad, you know. Oh, just working through third year stuff. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Oh, you're not kidding. Oof.
So I've been in a situation, pleasure-filled situation, where I'm in a group project with Ethan.
Oi, I know that kind of tone, buddy.
No,
I'm
it's
not
fun.
there doing
No,
your
it's fun.
storyboards. What are you doing? What are
I'm
you
joking.
doing here?
It's fun. I promise.
I'm messing with you. It's all good.
So
buddy.
we're here to talk about crime.
Yes, that big C word. Well, one of them.
So, do you think that fewer crimes are being solved?
I mean, at a local level, certainly. I mean, in a couple months back, around Christmas time, I was walking home with a couple mates, and we stopped at McDonald's in Forster Square, and while we were exiting, I was assaulted by two guys coming out. And you'd think big populated place like McDonald's, you'd capture an actual assault on CCTV, because you know. Oh,
Especially since that McDonald's has had its fair share of crime as well.
Oh, exactly. That area can get pretty rough that time of night anyway. So, I mean, but even though they had CCTV, police still couldn't identify the culprits. And so the case was just dropped entirely.
Right.
And so I have no idea if those two thugs are still out there, or if they've assaulted anyone else, or what. So,
And were you all right after the assault?
I mean, I had a couple bruises and scrapes, but nothing.
Was it bad?
I mean, I had a bit of swelling in my right cheek here.
So they punched you?
Yeah. Pulled me to the ground and kicked me in the face.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Was this recently?
About Christmas time, yeah.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't realise that.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, it was scary. It was scary enough at the time. Wasn't too bad. Not too bad now. I'm just glad I had a couple of mates with me. Otherwise, that could have gotten
Were
way
they trying to mug
worse.
you then?
No. What basically happened was they came over to our table, started talking to us. We were politely trying to get them to leave, and we were all very drunk at the time, so I just booped one of them on the nose, kind of like, boop. Oops. And they seemed to be taking it jokingly, like a normal person would, because, you know, normal people don't kick other people in the face over a joke like that.
No, they don't.
Unfortunately, one of them started egging the other one on, and you know how male bravado gets. So he decided to prove how manly they were by kicking me in the face. So that was fun.
That's not great, is it?
Not really. I'm more concerned by just how quickly it was dropped by the local police. Because and they didn't even bother interviewing any witnesses at the site. They did. They didn't bother putting up any wanted posters.
That seems
you
to be
know?
the problem. It seems to be the police are underfunded, and the BBC put an article up recently. They said police figures show crimes on the up. In England and Wales, we measure crime through a crime survey of England and Wales by counting offences that were reported and recorded by police. The survey is seen as a better way of measuring long-term trends, and its results indicate an overall downward trend in offending over the past 2 decades. Doubt that. Overall, the police figures show that the number of offences logged by forces is up, though. This is partly because people feel more comfortable approaching the police about underreported crimes, such as sexual offences, and because police themselves are getting better at recording crime. Now, I had an issue about 5 years ago when I was living in Northern Ireland, and I cycled down to my local Tesco, and I left my bike out there. I never used to lock my bike.
As you do, as you do.
And I went in and got my stuff, and for some reason I forgot that I had cycled down.
Oh,
I got distracted by 2 doggos by the entrance.
Oh,
There were these 2 Labradors by the entrance, so I took a little picture of them, thinking that's cute. Anyway, next day, go off to London for a couple of days.
oh no.
Come back, I'm like, you know what I could do with a little cycle, you know that, yeah? And so I went into my garage, and I thought, where's my bike?
Oh,
thought,
there it is.
I take pictures of a lot of stuff, so I thought, let's check through my phone, see if it... And I saw this picture of these 2 dogs with my bike behind it. So I had a picture of where I last left the bike. I thought, God. And I kind of foolishly went back to Tesco 5 days later, and it wasn't there, obviously. And I reported it to the police, and the police came to my house. 2 police officers came to my house, said, we're here about the bike, sat me down in my living room and talked to me about the theft. And they basically called me stupid, which I was. I'll take. Anyway, I put some lost and found, stolen posters up. Someone rang Tesco, and the Tesco manager collected it for me, which was very nice of her.
Oh, that's nice.
Anyway,
Alright.
5 years later, 6 years later, I'm in London, and my camera equipment, my lenses, and my iPad are taken from my room without a trace.
Jeez.
So I know for a fact
Ooh.
that someone who was doing repairs in my room while I was out has taken it. I know who else. My flatmates were out on holiday. The only person who had access to my flat were the repair guys. I was like, it has to be them. It's obvious. I logged a police form. Did a single policeman contact me via email or knock on my door to talk to me? They certainly didn't.
Wow.
And it made me think, is that maybe because it's 6 years later, are we a lot more... Or is it because it's in London when there's a lot more crime than a medium town in Northern Ireland? You know?
But you'd
And I
think,
think
I mean, yeah, that's still breaking and entering. And
It's not breaking. They had full right to enter the premises because they had a key and they were doing work.
well, yeah,
So
but that doesn't mean they can steal your shit.
It doesn't, but it's not forced entry, which means that none of my insurance would cover me for my stuff.
Oh, that sucks, buddy.
And I was on a residential street, so there's no cameras. So
Damn.
yeah, and I have not had a single... I would say it's closed by now. I'm kind of surprised they haven't emailed me about that. But they probably closed it without telling me, knowing them.
Probably.
So it made me realise that the police, obviously in big cities, especially London, are a lot more stressed and put under pressure than... Well, I would say that the Northern Irish Police Service are equally as stressed, but maybe they've got a slightly different mindset where they're going to tackle even the smallest of crime, like a stolen bike, because small crime leads to big crime. And no one did anything about your assault then?
Nothing substantial. I mean, I had a couple phone calls with officers and a couple letters back and forth, but no. But in the end, they just sent me a letter saying that they couldn't identify the culprits based on the grayness of the CCTV footage, and that they couldn't do anything more about it at that time. Currently, still haven't heard anything about it, so I assume it's just been dropped by now. You know,
It's pretty bad, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, in kind of like your wee case there. I mean, depending on what camera equipment you had there, that could have been like a lot of money that you just lost, and
It
that
could have been worse.
Exactly.
I
mean, for
Well,
a guy like you that does a lot of media stuff,
Oh, yeah.
cameras and mics and stuff, that's your livelihood.
Well,
you know?
I'll tell you what it was. It was I had a mug that looked like a camera lens. It did not-
Oh,
that was gone.
Oh, I bet he felt stupid after that. He's just like, wait a minute. This is just a bloody thermos. Why is there soup in this lens? What's going on?
The thing is,
It's not even Heinz soup. What the hell?
what could have been worse is, I do a lot of drone flying.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Actually, not just that. I remember I was basically, when it happened, I was in Ireland for the weekend on holiday, Leitrim. And I woke up at 4 a.m. because I was getting a very early flight. And I always thought, should I bring my camera? No, I'll leave my camera. I'm going for a weekend. But you know what? I could edit some of my photos when I'm away. I'll take my memory card out. I took my memory card out basically right before I left the house. And it was that I thought, oh my god, I was lucky. And then my drone was there, and I thought, I don't really want to be... Obviously, I do a lot of drone flying. I don't want to be flashing my drone while the repair guys are in. I put it in my laundry basket and put a towel over it, and that didn't get stolen.
Ooh.
The thing is, my camera and stuff, it wasn't in full sight. It was I hid it all away from plain view. Someone had actually been hooking in my stuff. It's pretty horrible stuff, you know.
Damn, that is grim, buddy. That is real grim.
But you know, what do you think we should do? I mean, do you think there's just not enough money in the police service, or what do you think the issue is?
I mean,
While all these crimes are going, not all these crimes are getting reported, but nothing's getting done about them, and a lot of them are quite big crimes. You know, you're getting assaulted in public is pretty bad. You know.
I mean, I think there needs to be a greater emphasis on reporting crimes for sure.
Yeah.
Or I think nowadays, especially with the rise of movements like Me Too, and Why I Stayed, you get a lot more taboo crimes are getting reported, which is a minor miracle in itself.
Yeah.
But I think that attitude needs to be adopted across a broader range of crimes,
Yeah.
particularly for men who perhaps feel that oh, I'm too macho to report this crime. I'm so manly, I don't need to report this or acknowledge that I was scared by this event. You know what I'm saying? I think there needs to be an emphasis on helping people report crimes and helping them feel like they'll actually get solved rather than than wasting their time and making them feel like they don't even matter. Because if you can't feel like you can rely on your police service, then what are they even there for?
Well, that's the thing, you know. And a lot of people told me, "Why did you tell the police? Surely you just told the police for insurance purposes." And I probably gullibly thought, well, actually, I thought they were going to do something about it. Quite frankly, you know, I've just been.
I mean, yeah, what are they
I've
there
just been
for?
robbed. Yeah, what are they there for?
Yeah.
But you know, especially in London, you've got acid attacks, knife crime, murders. That's on the top of the list, and then down. Then you've got Conor's stolen camera, which is very low priority, I would have thought.
I mean, I don't mean to take away the priority of high-profile crimes like narcotics and murder and trafficking.
Yeah.
And particularly the knife crime. That's seriously tragic what's happening down there. But you can't just let the rest of your populace go thinking, oh, my crime's not that big, I'm not going to bother, because that leads to large-scale crime. That leads to racketeering, extortion.
Well, that's what that mayor, what's his name, in New York did, you know, decades ago. He thought, if you see a smashed window, investigate it. Little things like a brick going through a window, investigate it. He tackled all the small stuff, and if you tackle the small stuff, that leads to some of the big stuff stopping the big stuff. You know, if people think they can get away with throwing a brick, they think they can get away with something else.
Yeah, if you want people to respect the big laws, you got to enforce the small ones.
Yeah.
And that means that if someone's property gets stolen or if someone gets assaulted, you do something about it rather than just sending a letter or not even acknowledging it, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Well, Boris Johnson...
Oh...
He's promised something on law and order. Since becoming Prime Minister under a month ago, Boris Johnson has made a number of law and order announcements affecting England and Wales. Of course, just the two that people care about. His plan is the most serious offenders to spend more time in prison. God. Any prisoner sentenced to 4 or more years for a violent or sexual offence will serve at least 2/3 of their sentence in jail. At present, nearly all prisoners in England and Wales will automatically be released at the halfway point of their sentence. That's another thing. The justice system is a bit rubbish, you know. People just don't... You watch any of these police shows and you see so-and-so ran away from police and threatened them with an axe and he got 1 month community service or 20 hours. And it's like, what? You know, it's just not enough. Serious, violent and sexual offenders will be forced to serve 2/3 of their sentences, but last year only 389 offenders were given these extended sentences. Now, you left a comment on my stream, didn't you?
Yes.
You said, gotta say the Tories have been acting shamefully.
I mean, even going back to their blatant misadvertising of the pros of Brexit. Where's that 350 million, Nigel?
Well, someone called Alex.
Even going And going from that, just seeing how much of a shambles these past 2 years have been. I mean, there's a great analogy I read the other day that sums up Brexit perfectly. Let's say you're in a restaurant and you order yourself a nice bit of salmon. And it's 2 hours later, and not only have you still not got your salmon, but the entire waiting staff has left. 3 of the chefs have got replaced. Yes, and no one has bothered to ask you if you still want the fish.
Yeah.
I think that sums up Brexit perfectly because,
Well,
quite frankly,
basically
does anyone still want it anymore?
Basically, someone responded to your message
Oh, let's see.
saying, in what way have the Tories been acting shamefully? He is challenging you on your point. What do you have to say to that?
And, well, I have to ask, who are the Tories doing Brexit for anymore? Because I mean, let's think, who benefits from this? Is it Northern Ireland? No, because 75% of Northern Ireland's economy is based on agriculture, and if we, which will become much more expensive due to increased tariffs if it's from leaving the EU.
Yeah.
Who does do small towns in England benefit? No, because again, trade is because trade costs are increased because of, again, in leaving the EU, that we now have to pay more and make shadier trade deals with other countries like America. So it's going to be harder for us to get cheaper exports. Let's talk about medicine for a little bit. Do you know that at least 1 in 7 of our doctors come from the EU?
I did hear that statistic. Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
How is that going to be affected with all the issues of borders and visas that are coming up from Brexit?
It's quite worrying, isn't it?
I mean, the NHS is barely surviving as it is. Do you want to lose another 1/7 of its doctors? Can the NHS even survive that?
No.
So I ask, why would you want this? Who wants this? What benefit do you get from Brexit that you didn't already get from the EU? Why? I just don't see the logic in it.
Yeah.
Like, someone tell me, literally, just right on that feed, tell me a benefit of Brexit. Legitimate benefits, not any of this English pride stuff, because in the long term, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I suppose, pride is almost... You can feel how you want to feel and everything. However, we have to think a very long term here.
Exactly. Pride does not put food on your table. Pride does not get yourself treated for a broken leg, and pride does certainly, make your children smarter. Okay?
Yeah.
All it does is blind you to the facts, and the fact is, Brexit was a mistake.
Oh, I mean, I have to say, without being biased, because we are a very non-biased show, I think a lot of people were kind of tricked.
Oh, wholeheartedly. Did you see the reaction that Nigel Farage got on the morning show the day after Brexit when he said that the 350 million was a flat-out lie?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
You could see the rage in that woman's face.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And yes, it was that I think people realised, what have we done?
Exactly.
And I actually know a lot of people who have actually regretted their voting choice. If they were to have a re-referendum, which I agree with, people say it's undemocratic, but technically what UKIP did with their 300 million was very undemocratic. So,
and is it undemocratic to ask your people if they would like to change their mind? Is it really?
No.
Yeah, I hardly think it's undemocratic. I mean, given everything that's happened, I would not be surprised to hear of all the people that originally voted to leave the EU changing their mind.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the Brexit voters have died now anyway.
Well, exactly. So, you have a group of misinformed people dying off and leaving the younger generations, many of whom didn't want this in the first place, to pick up the pieces.
That's the problem.
That's not fair.
Yeah. What can we do? That's the question.
Oh, I think another referendum would be a start.
Another referendum. Ethan thinks another referendum. What do you think? Let me know at Connor's Debates on Twitter, or let me know in the YouTube feed. We're going to have a short break, and next we're going to be talking about Extinction Rebellion and the loss of phone service by the Network 3. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to Connor's Debate.
You might be killing the future Mozart. You might be killing the future Einstein. You might be killing the future Kim Jong-un.
Every Wednesday, 9 to 11 a.m.
People are dying. People are getting heart disease, diabetes.
Discussing current affairs, local issues and controversial topics.
Are you calling me a rapist? You've accused me of something very, very serious.
Get involved by tweeting me at Connor's Debates or at RamAir Radio.
You are the big bad wolf, right? And you're killing the little innocent Red Riding Hoods coming into this world.
Using the most reliable sources, we strive to deliver the most accurate information every week. Connor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation.
Yeah. Young beats. Just made a banger with Survive. I just wanna get by and live life comfortably. Them brothers wanna touch die, them guys can't come for me. I know I came up on the next vibe, no gal, no company. But she's giving me the best wine, that might be the one for me. And I pray that everything go my way, yeah. Cheddar in her bank, so it go my way, yeah. Lengting and she wanna just go my way, yeah. And this life, we live it like, oh, we live it like, oh, everywhere I go, man, I get it poppin'. Hit the West End when I go out shopping. 2 paintings, so I have more options. Probably why the pagans, them keep watching. And now they wanna phone me. Remember when they didn't wanna know me? Now they keep chatting about the old me. They keep chatting about the old me, yeah. But I'm just on my campaign ting, champagne ting. Galley on the side on a plantain ting. Bust 5 bottles, now your man hating. Bet he didn't say nothing when the gang came in, no, yeah. No ratings, it's like true, make a man go skating. How you gonna chat about the boy ain't in when your swag is on the 018? Oh, I just wanna get by and live life comfortably. Them brothers wanna touch die, them guys can't come for me. I know I came up on the next vibe, no gal, no company. But she's giving me the best wine, that might be the one for me. And I pray that everything go my way, yeah. Cheddar in her bank, so it go my way, yeah. Lengting and she wanna just go my way, yeah. And this life, we live it like, oh, we live it like, oh,
Back then, you didn't wanna chat to me. You was moving mad and bougie. And you wanna chat to me. Cause I'm living my life like a movie. Every other day we bubbly. Get money, I don't wanna struggle it. Legit money if you wanna couple it. Straight red flag if you're onto me. When I'm on the dance, yeah, I do my moves. Balenciaga, you can check my shoes. Oh, yeah, miss some lines, and yes, I do. You already know I bet it gallon juice. Yeah, bet it gallon juice. Anywhere we did, bring the gallon true. Until I make you come my way. Until I make you come my way.
I just wanna get by and live life comfortably. Them brothers wanna touch die, them guys can't come for me. I know I came up on the next vibe, no gal, no company. But she's giving me the best wine, that might be the one for me. And I pray that everything go my way, yeah. Cheddar in her bank, so it go my way, yeah. Lengting and she wanna just go my way, yeah. And this life, we live it like, oh, we live it like, oh,
Connor's Debates will be back soon. Don't go anywhere.
She got the brown eyes, caramel thighs, long hair, no wedding ring. Hey, I saw you looking from across the way, and now I really wanna know your name. She got the white dress, but when she's wearing less, man, you know that she drives me crazy. The brown eyes, beautiful smile, you know I love watching you do your thing. I love her hips, curves, lips say the words. Te amo mami, I kiss her. This love is like a dream. So join me in this bed that I'm in. Push up on me and sweat, darling. So I'm going gonna put my time in. I won't stop until the angels sing. Jump in that water, be free. Come south of the border with me. Jump in that water, be free. Come south of the border with me.
He got that green eyes, giving me signs that he really wants to know my name. Hey, I saw you looking from across the way, and suddenly I'm glad I came. Ay, ven para acá, quiero bailar, toma mi mano. Quiero sentir tu cuerpo en mí, estás temblando. Green eyes, taking your time, and I will know we'll never be the same. I love his lips, cause he says the words. Te amo, mami, te amo, mami. Don't wake up, this love is like a dream.
So join me in
this bed that I'm in. Push up on me and sweat, darling. So I'm gonna put my time in. I won't stop until the angels sing.
Jump in that water, be free.
Come south of the border with me.
Jump in that water, be free.
Come south of the border with me. Flawless diamonds in a green field near Buenos Aires until the sun's rising. We won't stop until the angels sing.
Jump in that water, be free.
Come south of the border with me.
Jump in that water, be free.
Come south of the border with me.
You never live till you risk your life. You wanna shine, you gotta get more eyes. Am I your lover or I'm just your vice? A little crazy, but I'm just your type. You want the lips and the curves, need the whips and the furs and the diamonds I prefer. In my closet, his and hers. Ayy, he want the little mamacita margarita. I think the egg got a little jungle fever. Ayy, you want more than something boring. Legs up and tongue out, Michael Jordan. Go exploring, something foreign. Bust it open, rainforest if you pouring. Yeah, kiss me like you need me, rub me like a genie. Pull up to my spot in Lamborghini, cause you gotta see me, never leave me. You got a girl that could finally do it all. Drop an album, drop a baby, but I never drop a ball.
I'm in, push up on me and sweat, darling. So I'm gonna put my time in. I won't stop until the angels sing. Jump in that water, be free. Come south of the border with me. Come south of the border, border. Come south of the border with me. Come south of the border, border. Come south of the border with me. Jump in that water, be free.
Come south of the border with me.
Jump in that water, be free. Come south of the border with me.
You might be killing the future Mozart. You might be killing the future Einstein. You might be killing the future Kim Jong-un. People are dying. People are getting heart disease, diabetes. So you call me a rapist? You've accused me of something very, very serious. You are the big bad boss, right? And you're killing the little innocent Red Riding Hoods coming into this world.
And we're back. Hello, how are you doing? I've literally been talking to myself for about for about 2 minutes. Oh, listen, it's the first show. These things happen. We are back in the studio with Conor's Debates. I was talking about crime, and how a lot of the crime is left undetected or it's unsolved simply because it's too small a crime and the police are too busy dealing with the big crime. How embarrassing! God, this won't happen. This won't happen every show. It's the first time using this whole new fancy system. So anyway, what is the best way of dealing with some of the big crime? What do we do? I think we really need to. Obviously, the problem is budget, obviously, and money. But we need to probably build a section of each police force that purely is there to tackle the low-level crime. Low-level crime, such as the odd bit of vandalism, maybe even a theft. You know, although back in the day, a theft would be high level. Now it's low level because of everything else that's happening. And leave the big crimes like knife crime, violence, sexual assaults. Have them done by a team that is there to tackle the high level crime. Both are just as equally important in my eyes, because the more low level crime you let go, that you allow. Personally, if people think they can get away with little crimes, they'll go and do more of a lot of the big crimes. You see some of these crazy street chases around Birmingham, Manchester, and it's like these guys obviously think they're going to get away. Why? I don't know. Why? Maybe because they obviously think they can, and maybe the sentences, if they do get caught, aren't that big, so they think, a little joyride with the police behind me won't be too bad. Anyway, the mobile network 3 have acknowledged that it's experiencing technical difficulties with voice, text and data, leaving many customers offline. The problems appear to have started on Wednesday evening, according to the Down Detector website. Customers across the UK have taken to social media to complain about the loss of service. 3 apologised for the problem, said it was sorting this out right now. Have any of you been affected by the 3 network outage? If so, what have you been doing? Have you had to connect to Wi-Fi everywhere you go and contact everyone through WhatsApp, Messenger, etc., etc.? What's it like? I'm not having. I'll tell you something. I recently got my phone fixed in Apple in Trinity Leeds. My battery was just going. It was awful. The battery was awful, and I thought, there's only one thing I can do about this, is get it replaced. So it was £49 in Apple. Great. And so I brought it in, I booked my appointment, and they said, it'll take an hour and a half. I said, yeah, fine. And there I was in the middle of Leeds for an hour and a half without a phone, and I actually felt a bit stuck and a little bit anxious almost. It was awful. You think, it's very easy to say that people aren't addicted to their phone, but I think people are. And I think I am. We've got this complete attachment to our phone, and as soon as it's that little thing where we probably don't even realize how many times you check your phone today. It was a lot of the tapping of the pocket. Where's my phone? Oh yeah, it's an Apple. Oh, where's my phone? Oh yeah, it's an Apple. It's constantly remembering, do I have my phone on me? That's what it was, and I think that's leveling onto an addiction. Anyway, 3 had an outage. It's not sure how many of its 10 million customers were affected. So many customers tried to access a status checker on 3's website that was temporarily unavailable on Thursday morning. A queuing system has been switched on to limit access to the tool, and history shows that once service is restored, people quickly forget about the issues, said Ben Wood. Yes, it's probably true. People forget about what's just happened. Have you been affected by the 3 outage? Let me know. Marcelo comments, good thing O2 is great. O2 is great. You get free coffee. You get £5 pizzas. But it is a pricey tool, in my opinion. Pricey tool? It's a pricey network. Let me know what you think. What network are you on? Have you had the best experience with your network? I'm on O2 and I have been for a good couple of years. It's pricey enough. I think I'm paying £21 for 20 gig of data. Although they have got a deal for 40 gig. Do I need 40 gig? No, I don't. But it's for 20 quid. It's £1 less and I get extra data. I may as well do it. Let me know what you think on the Conor Debate stream. My laptop has just died, so I'm going to fix that right now so I can read the next story. Very short break. Don't go anywhere.
The future Mozart. You might be killing the future Einstein. You might be killing the future Kim Jong-un.
Every Wednesday, 9 to 11 a.m.
People are dying. People are getting heart disease, diabetes.
Discussing current affairs, local issues and controversial topics.
Are you calling me a rapist? You've accused me of something very, very serious.
Get involved by tweeting me at Connor's Debates or at RamAir Radio.
You are the big bad wolf, right? And you're killing the little innocent Red Riding Hoods coming into this world.
Using the most reliable sources, we strive to deliver the most accurate information every week. Connor's Debates, leading your weekly conversation.
Bust down, yeah, she get the bust down. 10-10, and I hit a touchdown. No, I couldn't take a shot now. We busy making love and smoking kush now. Bust down, yeah, she get the bust down. 10-10, and I hit a touchdown. No, I couldn't take a shot now. We busy making love and smoking kush now.
It's like I come round, touchdown, gal get the rub down. Big dough, big girls, enough pounds. Me, I take the love in, and I spread the love out. You seen how I bust in, next I'll get the bust down. Pull up to the show with couple bros, you know it shuts down. Couple brothers smoking by the O, they blowing enough clouds. Sipping by the bottle, gotta go because I'm slumped out. Taking home a body in the pussy, getting bust down. I make her blush when I call her sexy. Hold her brother down, she does it all correctly. And she's 10-10 with too many pen friends. All of them are on me, so it always tempts me. Get the ussy dripping, going swimming, then I'm dipping. Age, I tell the truth, I'm just in love with different women. Never go on dates, I'm sorry, I'm not really in it. I'm just living.
Bust down, yeah, she get the bust down. 10-10, and I hit a touchdown. No, I couldn't take a shot now. We busy making love and smoking kush now. Bust down, yeah, she get the bust down. 10-10, and I hit a touchdown. No, I couldn't take a shot now. We busy making love and smoking kush now.
Yo, talk to me, darling. The flirting has started. I know exactly who I'm trying to go back to my yard with. Hella man are reaching, everybody wanna get a piece, but she don't never ever put her pussy on the market. Slow down, short skirt, had to tell her turn round. She bust down, got me saying, oh wow, are you coming with me? Cause I wanna know now. Still she got me waiting, I ain't really got the patience, but there's something telling me that it's all worth it, so I'm staying. Yeah, I know she feeling me, you're trying to hide it, girl, you're playing. Stop beating around the bush and just tell me what you're saying. Me and you, we can keep it on the low. Don't even tell your friends, be nobody needs to know. And I don't really like to speak on the phone. Let me know when I should leave and tell me when you need to go.
Bust down, yeah, she get the bust down. 10-10, and I hit a touchdown. No, I couldn't take a shot now. We busy making love and smoking kush now. Bust down, yeah, she get the bust down. 10-10, and I hit a touchdown. No, I couldn't take a shot now. We busy making love and smoking kush now. Let me tell you a little something when I fly. Boy, smoke a low, yummy, man, I'm high. Took a low, make a little cash from my show now. Coming from the guys, now you're sure you tryna blow now, yeah. Come collect your lady, you're my nigga, finna fall. I ain't really, you know, I got a fish, she got the paw. Hold it down, she love the way I give a fuck. Pin it down, she like a one in the garage.
Connor's Debates will be resuming in a couple of minutes.
Bust down, yeah, she get the bust down.
Don't go anywhere.
And I hit a touchdown. No, I couldn't take a shot now. We busy making love and smoking kush now. Bust down, yeah, she get the bust down. 10-10, and I hit a touchdown. No, I couldn't take a shot now. We busy making love and smoking kush now.
You might be killing the future Mozart. You might be killing the future Einstein. You might be killing the future Kim Jong-un. People are dying. People are getting heart disease, diabetes. Are you calling me a rapist? You've accused
Commuters have dragged climate change protesters from the roof of a London Underground train. Extinction Rebellion activists climbed on top of trains at Stratford, Canning Town and Shadwell during Thursday's rush hour. I'm sure everyone's heard of Extinction Rebellion, those environmental activists who have almost taken over the capital, using relatively extreme tactics like gluing themselves on public transport, blocking off roads and blocking bridges. What do you think about their tactics? Do you think that it's actually what they're doing is good because it's not on the government's agenda to the most part, the environment? My only issue is that why are they... Well, I've got a couple of issues with them. I think it's very good, really, getting them out there. The environment is literally something that's not going to be as... It's going to be as fragile as the years and decades go on. But I don't understand why they're affecting public transport, which surely is the most environmentally friendly way of getting around the city. Getting the underground or the overground is a lot better than taking your car out in London. A lot of the fumes you get, the worst is actually stationary traffic. I think stationary traffic is a lot worse than actually cars on the move. And obviously, there's lots of traffic in London. There's lots of stationary traffic with the engines rolling. So the Jubilee line and the Docklands Light Railway were earlier partly suspended. Minor delays are still reported on the lines. Extinction Rebellion has said the disruption was necessary to highlight the emergency, and one commuter shouted at protesters at the top of the train, "I have to get to work too, I have to feed my kids." In a statement, the British Transport Police said, "We continue to urge protesters not to target the London Underground network. This is dangerous, not only for the protesters, but for the commuters. We have increased our patrols on the London Underground network and other rail hubs throughout London." Now, the BBC London transport correspondent did an analysis on this. He says even from within Extinction Rebellion, there have been disagreement on targeting public transport, partially London's tube and DLR network, which are pretty efficient, well used and low carbon. Especially the DLR, it's completely electric. There's not even a driver on them. Not that that would actually impact the environment, but you know what I mean. Many think public transport is part of the solution to achieving a net zero carbon transport system. Well, it is, isn't it? Even the buses now, a lot of them in London are hybrid. Most of them are hybrid now. However, you have to remember Extinction Rebellion is a decentralised umbrella term for lots and lots of smaller groups, and they have differing methods, some more radical than others, and they can operate independently. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't actually know that. And ultimately, what they want is publicity for the cause. Well, certainly I know they had this whole thing about wanting to be arrested. They were desperate to get arrested by the police and wanted as many activists as possible to get arrested. Now, personally, I see that as a complete waste of police time. But again, if you want to get publicity, that's the way of doing it. Get arrested, get loads of your activists arrested, and the media will grab hold of it. Mayor of London Sadiq Khan said in a statement, "I strongly condemn the Extinction Rebellion protesters who have targeted the London Underground and DLR this morning. It's an illegal action, extremely dangerous, counterproductive, and is causing unacceptable disruption to Londoners who use public transport to get to work." Train Drivers Union ASLEF says the tube and other public transport were part of the solution to climate change, not the problem. Precisely. I don't understand why they're doing this. It seems a bit counterproductive. What do you think? Let me know in the YouTube comments or Twitter. Excuse me. Extinction Rebellion should stick to protesting against those who create the problem, not our industry, members and hard-working commuters, the union added. What do you think? Do you think that Extinction Rebellion, what they're doing is really good? And I'm going to use the blanket term Extinction Rebellion because, that's what everyone knows them as. Do you think what they're doing is good? Or do you think actually what they're doing is counterproductive? A lot of their protests in central London force people into the ultra-low emission zone. Now, if you tell me that, that's making the traffic worse. And increase the traffic, which made the fumes worse. Now, maybe that's a short-term thing for getting their name out there for the future. I don't know. But I think the environment, I think it is such a problem. Do you know, I went litter picking with volunteering in UBU in Keighley yesterday, and it was great fun. But you know, I couldn't believe how many plastic bags are just strewn over the canals in Yorkshire. I thought, that's one bit of the canal in Yorkshire. This must be a massive problem all over, especially when the tide of the river goes up and all the rubbish on the side get washed in. So I think it's a real concern. What the answer to it is it gluing yourself to trains? I don't think so. I just think it's quite. I just think it is an issue that needs to be tackled. But Extinction Rebellion are doing it in a very extreme way, and I think it's slightly concerning, because I think what they're doing, I think really it's worryingly counterproductive in some parts. We can't have that, simply because, you know, if you're blocking commuters from getting to work, you're literally stopping them from doing their day-to-day lives. Now maybe that's part of their protest, you know, disruption. That's part of their whole ethos. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know what you think of Extinction Rebellion. I didn't realise, because I was in London last weekend, they've basically taken off. They've basically got a bit of Trafalgar Square sanctioned for themselves, completely themselves, and they're there all the time. They've got tents there. They literally sleep there. And I think the police were in a predicament. You know, they really didn't want them just taking over the streets of London. It was just getting too much. But you can't deny them the right to protest. That is a right that we've got here. So they basically gave them a big chunk of Trafalgar Square, premium rent, I gotta say, and let them do what they do. I find it very difficult to navigate around there because there's barriers everywhere. You know, so crossing the roads that I usually cross made it very tricky. But I think now that it's 3:15, we started at around that time. It's been about an hour, you know. I'm going to make all these shows 1 hour now. Next week, I promise, same time, 2 p.m. There won't be as many technical difficulties. I haven't been here for about 2 years. I'm just getting back used to the whole thing. We've got these whole new fancy cameras as well. But no, it's been an interesting episode. We've had a guest. We talked about crime. Is crime being solved enough? Even after the show, don't fret. Do let me know over Twitter some of your concerns, and I'll mention them in the next episode. Thank you very much for listening. This has been Conor. I've been Conor. Our guest Ethan earlier on. And I think that's a very good conclusion to end our show. We talked about Extinction Rebellion, police, Brexit, and the three network crashing down. I thought it was quite a productive show. Let me know what you think. Let me know on Conor's Debates. If you want any topics discussed, let me know. This is Conor's Debates. See you later.
You might be killing the future Mozart. You might be killing the future Einstein. You might be killing the future Kim Jong-un. People are dying. People are getting heart disease, diabetes. So you call me a rapist? You've accused me of something very, very serious. You are the big bad boss, right? And you're killing the little innocent Red Riding Hoods coming into this world.
Crying in my arms, what's it all mean? I used to know those things and float both wings, thoughts of a never ending and